All right, welcome back. As you can see, I have my authentic Moroccan fez on tonight. Thanks to my parents once again, which means you know what time it is. It's time for a nutty sovereign citizen, and it's not just any nutty sovereign citizen. It's a sideways sovereign citizen. This is in Judge Chisholm's court in Michigan, and this guy has no idea what he's talking about. So, spoiler alert. I mean, it's not really a spoiler alert since it's in the title, but Judge Chisholm hangs up on him twice because he comes back. And yeah, he's gonna spout the same bullshit that sovereign citizens always spout about jurisdictions. So I am going to be a broken record myself. I know, shocker, but I'm going to show exactly why he's wrong legally. I know I've done it before. I've shown you the source of the jurisdiction, but I keep doing it in the hopes that, if this is just, if sovereign citizens watch just the one video of mine, then hopefully it's one where I, point out exactly why they're wrong. And that's why I keep doing it. That's why I'm a broken record. So that said, this video is on Old Squishy Gardener's page. Once again, thank you, OSG. Go subscribe. He does a great job and monitoring the courts so that I can steal it. But yeah, so let's hit play.
I'm asking you, Your Honor,
you want me to enter a plea of guilty?
Under the two jurisdictions that I'm
There's not two jurisdictions.
There's
I don't
only
know how
two
you've been misled
that I
to
can be
believe
charged
that
under,
there are.
under the Constitution,
No, that's
Your Honor.
Mr.
Criminal
Where does the
charges
Constitution say you
under.
have to have an understanding?
Oh, that was the preview.
Someone has come online from an iPhone. What is your name, please?
My name is Kimash Myrick. Special appearance today.
This is 25. I'm sorry. We'll open up the breakout room. You're going to have a chance to speak with Attorney Gagnick before the arraignment. And you'll see on your screen an invitation to join a breakout room. And we're going to go to breakout room 2. So when you see the invitation to join, please join.
Magistrate, Mr. Myrick declined counsel.
Okay.
I'll just have him acknowledge on the record, and then I'll let you take it from there.
We've got Mr. Myrick coming back. We'll close the room.
I get the impression that he may be filing a special appearance on behalf of a sovereign citizen.
Okay, we've got Mr.
I wonder what gives the attorney that idea.
Myrick back. This is 25-00183. People of the City of Berkeley versus Kamash Daku Myrick.
Magistrate, I'm just going to acknowledge my presence for the record. Patrick Gagnick. I'm here as appointed counsel on behalf of the arraignment docket this morning. I did speak to Mr. Myrick in private. I did explain to him he does have the right to counsel. I explained to him, obviously, that right. He's indicated to me unequivocally that he does not want counsel. Mr. Myrick, is that a fair statement?
That is a fair statement.
So I really like in the attorney's background his poster that says free speech does not mean careless talk. And I think that attorney has probably earned that poster, because how many times have we seen defendants when their attorney is shushing them and the judge is shushing them and everyone is shushing them, and they say, I have a right to speak, the First Amendment, da, da, da. And it's like, well, number one, you don't have the right to speak out of turn in court anyway. But even if you do have the right, it's still careless speech. So I appreciate the attorney's poster.
So with that said, I'm here and present, but with that, I believe Mr. Myrick will address the court on his own behalf.
Mr. Myrick, you have the right to decline counsel. You also have the right to change your mind. If you do, just notify the court.
Yes, sir.
You've been charged in this citation that was issued on the 22nd day of January at about 5:58 in the morning with driving in the city of Berkeley on Henley near Franklin Street while your license to do so was suspended. Driving on a suspended license is a crime for which you could be incarcerated up to 93 days and or fined $500. You have a right to a trial. Trial can be before a judge or a jury. You can act as your own attorney or you can be represented by counsel. If you cannot afford to retain your own attorney, an attorney can be appointed for you. You'd have the right to confront and cross-examine the witnesses against you. You'd have the right to testify yourself or not to testify. In the event that you choose not to testify, your silence cannot be used against you. You have the right to be presumed innocent until you're proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. The court's going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf.
No, sir. I don't even understand the charges here.
The charge is driving a car on the streets of the city of Berkeley while you're not licensed. You're suspended. That's the allegation.
So frankly, the judge has done his job. All the judge has to do at an arraignment is read the charge. He doesn't have to hold your hand, make you explain, well, driving means you're sitting behind the steering wheel going vroom, vroom, like your daddy did. He doesn't have to explain it like you're an idiot. He has to read the allegations against you and take a plea. If you refuse to plea, you're standing mute. Standing mute, the judge will enter a not guilty plea on your behalf, and you will proceed from there. As the judge will say later on, where does it say you have a right to an understanding? Frankly, if you don't understand, you get a lawyer. It's that simple. But you want to play games. So in this situation, frankly, the judge hasn't, unless he did it in a previous hearing, he hasn't done a Feretta hearing for this clown. Feretta being the procedure you go through to determine whether they are competent to represent themselves. But frankly, if someone says, I'm going to represent myself, and then the very next thing they do is they say, I don't understand. Great. Here's your appointed attorney. You're not competent to represent yourself. Now, I realize that's going to piss off the attorney because he just got a clown of a client that's going to be difficult to work with, but it's going to make things easier for everyone else. You mute the clown, let the attorney do the talking. That simple.
Well, I totally understand, and I would love to plead, Your Honor. But before I have some questions on the record, before moving forward and concerning the subject matter of the jurisdiction. And
okay, you do not have the right to ask the judge questions. Frankly, other than like scheduling or can you repeat that? Frankly, you shouldn't be asking the judge questions. I can't ask the judge questions. I can't ask. So how would you recommend I proceed? But then I'm a lawyer, so if you want to ask questions, you ask a lawyer. You hire a lawyer. You get an appointed lawyer. You don't ask the judge questions. Judges are getting better at shutting sovereign citizens down when they start on their question crap, but not always. But here we go with jurisdiction.
the nature and cause of the action that's brought against me.
The nature of the cause brought against you is a criminal charge
Okay.
alleging that you were operating a motor vehicle on the streets of the city of Berkeley while your driver's license was suspended by the Michigan Secretary of State. That is the nature of the charges brought against you.
Thank you, Your Honor. For the record, are you saying that these are criminal charges?
Yeah.
Okay, Your Honor. Further, that brings a little bit more confusion for me because under
That's because you are a turnip. You know, a potato wouldn't be confused. You're a turnip. That's the only reason you're confused. The judge was crystal clear. You turnip.
the Constitution, there are two criminal jurisdictions. One is under the common law, and the other one is under admiralty, and that's a military tribunal venue.
Okay. Wrong. It's admiralty or common law are the only criminal jurisdictions. Wrong. Like I said, we've been through all of this before, many times, but we're going to do it again. And frankly, I'm sick of this happening in Michigan because, frankly, Michigan, do a better job of codifying your laws. It's a pain to search through them. Like here in Utah, there's a lot of stuff our government is terrible at, but at least it's easy to search through our laws and our Constitution. But either way, first things first place we go, United States Constitution, Article 3, Section 2, because that's what sovereign citizens claim for. There's only two jurisdictions and only two criminal jurisdictions. Wrong. Okay. Article 3, Section 2. The judicial power shall extend to all cases in law and equity. So money damages or, like equity, like you must do this, you must refrain from doing this is equity. So in all cases in law and equity arising under this Constitution. So there's federal question, constitutional law. There's that jurisdiction. The laws of the United States, federal question jurisdiction, federal law. So federal criminal law, right there. Treaties made, or which shall be made under their authority. So treaties and laws under the treaties, under the authority of treaties, there's that jurisdiction. To all cases affecting ambassadors, other public ministers, and consuls. So if the ambassador if the ambassador from the United Kingdom were to sue in the U.S. court, there's that jurisdiction. Ambassador, ambassador, consul, that stuff. To all cases of admiralty and maritime jurisdiction. So admiralty and maritime, yes, that is under federal jurisdiction. To controversies to which the United States shall be a party. So if you sue the United States, you must do so in federal court. To controversies between two or more states. So if the state of Utah sues the state of Nevada over the water under Skull Valley, because that aquifer is, crosses the state line, you have to do it in federal court because that's a controversy between two or more states. So the Colorado River Compact, that's between 8 states in the Colorado River drainage basin. So all litigation under the Colorado River Compact between the states in federal court. Now, if I sue, a fellow rights holder under the Colorado River Compact, it doesn't necessarily have to be in federal court. That could be state court, but not necessarily. So between a state and citizens of another state. So if I sue Nevada I have to do it in federal court. Of course, I can't sue Nevada generally because of sovereign immunity, the 11th Amendment. But if I did, if they waived sovereign immunity for some reason, it would have to be in federal court. Between citizens of different states. So that's diversity jurisdiction. That, of course, is subject to, it has to be an amount in controversy above $75,000 currently. That's not in the Constitution. That is in the U.S. Code. So that's a statutory requirement to exercise that jurisdiction. So between citizens of the same state claiming lands under grants of different states, and between a state or the citizens thereof and foreign state citizens or subjects. So let's say I were to sue Van Balian for copyright infringement. Not that I would. Love you, Van. But if I did, well, there's two bases for jurisdiction in federal court. Number one, copyright is federal question. Number two, hey, we're citizens of different countries, therefore, federal jurisdiction. So, and then we just, the rest of Article 3, Section 2 gets into a little bit more. But wait, there's more. Article 1. We have let's see. I don't really care. Either way, in Article 1, it establishes tax courts, bankruptcy courts, patent courts are Article 1. There you have it. But that's for the jurisdiction into federal court. You may have noticed Judge Chisolm isn't a federal judge. He is a Michigan state judge. So we have to look at jurisdiction for the state of Michigan. Where do we start? The Michigan Constitution. We have Article 6, Section 13, circuit courts, jurisdiction, writs, supervisory control over inferior courts. The circuit court shall have original jurisdiction in all matters not prohibited by law. Appellate jurisdiction from all inferior courts and tribunals, except as otherwise provided by law. Power to issue, hear, and determine prerogative and remedial writs, supervisory and general control over inferior courts and tribunals within their respective jurisdictions in accordance with rules of the Supreme Court, and jurisdiction of other cases and matters as provided by rules of the Supreme Court. So the circuit courts are the courts of general jurisdiction. Now they have weird concurrent jurisdiction and stuff, but hey, we also have, jurisdiction of the Court of Appeals. We're going to have jurisdiction of the Supreme Court up there. Like I said, I am not a fan of the way Michigan codifies things. Hey, look, probate courts, districts, and jurisdictions. So probate courts have a separate jurisdiction in the state of Michigan. They're separate from district courts. They're separate from circuit courts. They are an inferior court to circuit courts. So circuit courts can hear appeals over the probate court. That probate would be for, execution of wills, the probate of wills, some family court matters, yada yada. And I think so. Article 6, Section 26, Circuit Court Commissioners and Justices of the Peace, abolition. So they abolished Circuit Court Commissioners and Justices of the peace and created courts of limited jurisdiction. That would be the district courts. And this was all the way back in 1963. And so this was a constitutional amendment to restructure the inferior courts. So the offices of Circuit Court Commissioner and Justice of the Peace are abolished at the expiration of 5 years from the date of that this Constitution becomes effective. Yada yada. Their jurisdiction shall be within this period shall be provided by law. After the legislature shall establish a court or courts of limited jurisdiction with powers and jurisdiction defined by law. So basically, this section of the Constitution says, all right, state legislature, you are mandated by the Constitution to establish a new inferior court and to carve out the jurisdiction that they have, which cases they can hear. Hey, guess where that's done? That is in MCL 236-1961-83, and we have subsection 8304, district court jurisdiction. In a district court in which the district court is affected by a plan of concurrent jurisdiction. So once again, you know, concurrent jurisdiction cases are heard in district court and then bound over to circuit court for felonies. But the district court has concurrent jurisdiction with the circuit court or the probate court or both as provided in the plan of concurrent jurisdiction, except as to the following matters. The circuit court has exclusive jurisdiction over appeals from district court, and the circuit court has exclusive jurisdiction and power to issue, hear, and determine prerogative and remedial writs consistent with Article 13. So basically, those are carve-outs. Other than that, there's concurrent jurisdiction. And then we have Chapter 600, Circuit Court, Jurisdiction and Power. Circuit Court, Original Jurisdiction. Circuit courts have original jurisdiction to hear and determine all civil claims and remedies, except where exclusive jurisdiction is given in the Constitution or by statute to some other court, or where the circuit courts are denied jurisdiction by the Constitution or statutes of this case. So there you go. That's a whole lot more than there's two jurisdictions. There's only two criminal jurisdictions, common law and admiralty. Wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Wrong. There's so much more. So much more. But let's see what else this clown has to say, shall we?
And under Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17, which one of these criminal jurisdictions am I being?
Whoa. Okay. Whoa. Section 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So the Congress, our Article 1, Section 8, the Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excises, to pay the debts and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States, but all duties, imposts, and excises shall be uniform throughout the states. So Congress has these abilities. That's Section 1. But so Congress shall have the ability to make all laws which shall be necessary and proper for carrying into execution the foregoing powers and all other powers vested by this Constitution in the government of the United States or in any department or officer thereof. There's no mention of jurisdiction in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17. There's no mention of the courts whatsoever. Nothing. He's spouting gibberish. Oh.
And brought on charges under.
Mr. Myrick, your perception as to the nature of the Constitution and its implications is grossly distorted. You're not dealing with reality.
Objection, Your Honor.
You can object all day long, but the bottom line is that what you are alleged with doing is a crime, and you can face you are facing criminal prosecution here with a potential jail sentence of 93 days. Now, this isn't complicated.
I object. I never agreed to be constrained by gravity. I can object all I want. That doesn't change the facts. That doesn't change reality. I like Judge Chisholm's, Magistrate Chisholm's, I should say, his straightforward, no-nonsense approach. It's, you're wrong. I'm not even going to entertain that notion because it is so wrong that it needs no response.
If you want to come up with words that don't make sense, keep talking. But the bottom line is that there's no correlation with what's going on here and admiralty law whatsoever. And the common law is a civil concept. We have statutes in the state of Michigan, as do all 50 of the states. The federal courts have statutes, and common law is a civil thing. There's no common law crimes.
So, common law does play a part in criminal law, but not in the sense that the idiot is trying to make it out. Because case law is common law. So, like, the common law jurisprudence does go into, interpretation of the Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment. Miranda versus Arizona is common law, but that's interpretation of the Fifth Amendment and Sixth Amendment as well. But so I disagree with the judge a little bit about common law is exclusively a civil thing, but to the point he's trying to make, he is correct. Because now I tried to find this in the Michigan code, but like I said, I don't like the way Michigan code is enumerated and compiled. They have a whole lot that is redacted, a whole lot that is repealed, and it's just, it's a mess. Do better, Michigan. So I will, as an example, go into Utah, because I'm a Utah lawyer. And we have Title 76, Utah Criminal Code, Chapter 1, General Provisions. And Section 105, Common Law Crimes Abolished. Common law crimes are abolished, and no conduct is a crime unless made so by this code, other applicable statute, or ordinance. So we have common law torts. We do not have common law crimes. This is what Magistrate Chisolm was trying to, elucidate for the sovereign clown. Because I believe there may be one or two states that have a couple of common law crimes. Those states are wrong and they need to fix that. But either way, almost every state, if not every state, has a section in their code saying common law crimes are abolished. If it's a crime, it's in a statute somewhere. Now, once again, there are common law interpretations of the statutes, but the crimes themselves are statutory exclusively. That's also the case at the federal level.
Exactly. So you've ruled out the common law, Your Honor. So the other criminal jurisdiction
No.
that I can be brought in charges under is under admiralty, and that is a military tribunal.
There is no basis in law or fact for the conclusion that you stated, sir.
Your Honor, you
need
said
a lawyer.
I'm under a.
There's an old saying with lawyers, you know, if the law is on your side, focus on the law. If the facts are on your side, focus on the facts. If the law and facts are against you, pound the table and, you know, look at the shiny monkey. Look at the silly monkey, like Johnny Cochran in the Chewbacca defense. If the law and facts are against you, spout sovereign citizen nonsense is how the adage should be interpreted for the 21st century.
This is a criminal charge, correct?
Yeah.
So which of the two criminal jurisdictions?
You haven't heard what I've said, sir. This is not a matter of having the two choices that you have spoken to.
Wow.
You are misreading the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the state.
The problem is he hasn't read either of those constitutions. He has read a guru's packet of what the guru wants him to think the Constitution says. We read the Constitution many times. And what we read does not match up with what this doofus thinks.
Michigan and the statutes that are brought against you here. There's nothing to do with admiralty. You weren't in a boat.
Well, Your Honor, you two have a sworn oath of office, correct?
I am sworn to uphold the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the state of Michigan, and the statutes related thereto. And that means that I'm not going to.
So you do have a Sixth Amendment obligation to inform me of what jurisdiction.
And I think I have done that. I have told you that the people of the city of Berkeley have brought charges against you.
Well, Your Honor, the people is not a person. If I'm being brought up under criminal charges, there needs to be a corpus delicti, which there isn't. So I'm asking you.
Do you know any other legal
The corpus
words?
delicti is that an officer saw you driving, saw that you didn't have a driver's license, and cited you for that. That's the corpus delicti.
Why don't you just mix and match them here?
Well, this
Maybe you could get a Department of Labor form and read a couple lines of that into this record too. Or maybe you'd like to deal with the probate code. But
such sarcasm. The judge, a man of my own heart with the sarcasm. But the judge, you know, don't invite him to bring the probate code into this because, you know, most states, the probate code and trust code are separate chapters, but not necessarily. There's a lot of overlap, at least in the administration, between probate code and, you know, trust code. But so don't invite him to bring probate code into this, because you might hear, well, in that case, I'm the trustee, you know, all that nonsense.
the reality, sir, is that you've been charged with a city ordinance violation. It's clear what the ordinance says. It's clear what you've been charged with. You have a right to be presumed innocent, and you have a right to a trial. We're going to set this for a pre-trial before the trial. You'll be notified by mail. Do you still live on Mendota?
I do, but I have.
What is your phone number?
I'm not issued a plea, Your Honor.
I have entered a plea of not guilty on your behalf.
I object.
What is your phone number?
You cannot enter a plea. I do not. I have not entered a plea.
I just did.
Your Honor.
What is your phone number?
There is no.
So since we've been at it, let's take a peek. I don't want the Constitution. I want view chapter index. Like I said, I do not like the way Michigan does this, but let's find. Oh, so many procedures. Hang on. Yep, I'm in the wrong place. Okay, that's what I'm after. And now let's find. Okay, Code of Criminal Procedure. And it's gonna be it's gonna be in here somewhere. Yeah, either way, I don't care. There's going to be somewhere that, you know, if I wanted to spend the time searching through the code, which I don't, it would say, you know, you can plead guilty, not guilty, or stand mute. If you stand mute, the judge will enter a plea of not guilty. And there's going to be some language in there that says either failure to plead, like actually standing silent, or, you know, failure to respond shall be standing mute. Therefore, there's going to be something like that, but we don't need to find it because it's there.
No plea that you can put enter in, because I didn't voluntarily enter in the plea, Your Honor. I'm asking you, Your Honor.
You want me to enter a plea of guilty?
Under the two jurisdictions that I'm
There's
being
not
charged
two
under.
jurisdictions. I
There's
don't know
only
how
two
you've been
jurisdictions
misled
that
to
I can be
believe
charged
that
under
there are.
the Constitution,
No, that's
Your Honor.
Mr. Myrick. That's what your conclusion that there's only two jurisdictions here is absolutely without merit.
Your Honor,
fact
you said
or
that this
law.
is a criminal charge. I'm asking you, Your Honor.
I'm asking you what your phone number is. Let's get down to basics here. You're making this very hard on yourself.
Your Honor, I
What's
have
your
the
phone
right
number?
to assert my right, Your Honor. And
What
I am
is your
asking
phone
you,
number?
You do
Your
not
Honor,
have the right to
What
ask
is your phone
him
number?
anything.
My phone number, Your Honor, is
Yes, I'd like to know it.
Your Honor. We haven't even established what jurisdiction we're in.
We have.
I have established that. I told you it's the people of the city of Berkeley that brought the charges.
We have established. You just don't like the answer. You not liking the answer doesn't mean it hasn't happened. You know, I go to the bank account. So how many millions of dollars do I have in my savings account? Sir, you have a negative balance. Well, we haven't established yet how many millions of dollars I have. Just because I don't like the answer doesn't mean that I have millions of dollars in my bank account.
Against you.
Your Honor,
you said that three times now.
You stated on the record that these were criminal charges, Your Honor. I need to have an understanding. By the Constitution, Your Honor, there are only two criminal charges.
Where does the Constitution say you have to have an understanding?
Say again, Your Honor?
Where does the Constitution say you have to have an understanding?
By the Sixth Amendment, Your Honor. The
Sixth Amendment says you have to
the right
understand. The Sixth Amendment can't make you understand.
Sixth Amendment. Shall we? Okay, well, okay. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of their peers in the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against them, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. Where does that say you have the right to understand? The judge is right. The magistrate is right. It does not. To be informed of the nature and cause of the action against them. To be informed, not to understand, to be informed. Your deliberate obtuseness is not unconstitutional. The judge can't hammer it into your head. He can inform you of the accusation. And this, I know I've gone over this before, but this is another of my pet peeves. Sovereign citizens, well, not just sovereign citizens, but lots of criminal defendants. I have the right to confront my victim. I have the right to confront my accuser. No, you have the right to confront witnesses against you. You have a right to confront witnesses against you. So if your victim is on your side, saying, yeah, he beat the shit out of me, but, you know, I was kind of asking for it, so, you know, let's not prosecute. Hey, the other people that saw it are the witnesses against you. They get to be confronted. See how the Constitution actually works when you actually look at it instead of parroting shit you heard online. Now, of course, you're hearing this from me online, but I'm showing you where it's from. I'm going directly to the source, not to some packet put together by some charlatan guru trying to make money off of you. Now give me money.
And if you're being unreasonable.
But Your Honor, I have the right to understand what jurisdiction I'm being brought under, and you have an obligation to inform me of that jurisdiction.
He has.
Which I have done about 17
by the
times.
Constitution under Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17, Your Honor.
No!
Mr. Myrick, your bond is $1,000 cash or sure.
Once again, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 says nothing about the courts. It says nothing about jurisdiction. It says nothing about crimes. It talks about the legislature, about Congress.
It must be paid within 48 hours or there'll be a warrant issued for your arrest.
Your Honor.
This doofus has idioted himself, yes, I'm using idioted as a verb, into a cash bond. Michigan, which bends over backwards to give you PR bonds, this doofus has idioted himself into a cash bond, which if he doesn't pay, he will have a warrant issued for his arrest. The price of stupidity, ladies and gentlemen.
It's done. We're through. Good
Your
luck.
Honor.
Get your own lawyer.
Your Honor, you have not given me a jurisdiction, Your Honor.
I've given you a jurisdiction 4 times. I'm not going to waste any
Your
more
Honor.
time.
Goodbye.
Your Honor, I think you there was a disconnection or something.
So OSG stitched it together pretty quickly, so you may have missed it. Magistrate Chisolm hung up, yeeted him from Zoom. But he's back. Still sideways, but he's back.
No, I disconnected you. If you want to continue, come to the courthouse, sir.
That way it'll be easier to arrest you.
Your Honor.
Come to the courthouse if you want to continue the conversation.
I would like to move for dismissal.
I would like, it's not gonna, no.
I would like to move.
But this isn't even the procedure to move for dismissal. The prosecutor isn't here. You've got to file a written motion. Let the prosecutor have time to respond. That's called due process. Frankly, you don't have a valid claim for dismissal of the cause of action against you. But even if you did, this isn't the proper procedure.
You're gone.
Bye-bye. Thanks for playing.
She's the we're talking. Oh my God.
Gotta love it when other people in the court, presumably the clerk, might have been the prosecutor, a different public defender, whoever. When other people in the court laugh at you, you know you're a sovereign citizen clown. So that was a fun one. I've been meaning to do that for the past couple days. Oh. So yeah. Thanks for watching it. Do all the YouTube-y stuff. Like, share, subscribe, bribe your friends and family to do the same. And this is for Colin, definitely not Cromwell. He was lamenting on his stream tonight that he never knows how to end a stream. So I told him I would demonstrate the best way to do it. So I'm going to end on a demonstration for Colin. This is only for Colin. Everyone else, look away. This is how you do it. You go da 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 da.